Tsunami Studios. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. And this is an update video. Yeah, that's right. When I built up this set behind me here, I kind of said I was going to be working on a couple of new videos to come down the line, hopefully very soon. And I was really excited to work on these. Sadly, some stuff have come up in the world. Where I am in Canada, and the province that I am in has currently had a state of emergency brought upon us for stuff related to COVID-19 and all of that. So there was a few videos I was very excited to work on with some people. Sadly, I'm going to have to postpone some of that because we can't have people over or visiting who isn't immediate family. So it sucks that I can't do that because I really wanted to get some of this going for the Christmas break, because I think that it's going to have a lot of people who are kind of just like, oh, they're at home, not much going on, we'll watch some YouTube, maybe we'll get some ideas for some more stuff we can watch elsewhere. Sadly, I'm going to be not as far as long as I want with some of these projects, which it's fine. I understand that. I'd rather people be safe than to risk it on stuff like this. So I did have to postpone one of the shows I was going to work on. I don't know if I'll get back to it anytime soon. I'm probably not going to talk about that one right now, but I do have two other series coming to this channel that I wanted to talk about, because these are ones I can do alone, and I'm going to do alone. Sometimes I'm going to have people on to talk about stuff with them, but we'll see what happens there. So that's what this is. These are two series coming to the channel that I'm going to be doing for you to check out. Now, before we get into those shows, they will be streaming. I don't know why I said streaming. They will be on Patreon earlier than on YouTube. So if you guys want to see these shows and hear what I have to say about these things early, you can check them out on Patreon earlier than that. And of course, if you guys want to listen to the audio versions, you can find the audio version of these shows when they release the same day as YouTube, and you can listen to them wherever you listen to your podcasts. Because I wanted to reach another audience with that. They're not going to be like these big extravagant shows, but hey, if you want to just listen to them while you're driving or something, that's what you can do too. So the first show I want to talk to you guys about is something I'm calling The Favorite Comics. Why am I calling it The Favorite Comics? I don't know. That's just the title I went with. So this is going to be a 15-part mini on the channel where I go over my 15 favorite comics. Not the best comics, not the ones I think are the most important or prominent, but the 15 comic books. The runs, the arcs, the miniseries, the 15 comic books that I think have influenced me the most, have meant the most to me, have made me feel anything, and I'm going to talk about them on the channel for you guys in about 10 to 15 minutes, just because I want to talk about stuff like this. Sometimes it's hard, especially when you got a lesser known title that you're just passionate about, that you can't really find a place to talk about it for a mainstay. So if I do a show like this, it gives me the opportunity to talk about books that I really like and I'm excited about. So they're going to be coming out weekly, 15 weeks, 15 different books to talk about. It's going to span all of time and space. It's not going to be just like modern stuff. A lot of it's more modern because that's kind of where I jumped in on comic books, but some of it's going to be as early as the 60s, going to a few years ago. These are the books that have influenced me the most and have made me feel things. I will give you a spoiler right now for one of the books we'll be talking about, and that is going to be the entire run of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby on Fantastic Four, because that is one of the most important books to me. So I'm very excited to do this. We kind of became a comic book channel here, so I'm excited to be able to be like, hey, you guys like hear what I say? Here are some of the comic books that I love the most and things that I'm very passionate about. So that is one of the series I'm very excited to show to you guys. It's going to be 15 parts, like I said. If you want to see them early, you can see it on Patreon early. It's going to be in the description if you guys want to see that. These are going to be starting. I'm going to say there's going to be two weeks. We'll probably see them both be released. Both of these different series. That's what I'm planning. If it changes, I will let you guys know in another video, but we will see. This one might be easier to do than the next one, just because there's more title to the next one. So that's the comic book one. Now, I am not just a fan of comic books. If you guys know anything about me, which I don't know if you do, I am a huge film buff. I love classic movies and stories of all kinds. In the same way I love comic books being campy and weird, I love my movies being campy and weird. That's why I am starting a series on this channel called Movie Tales. And Movie Tales is going to be exactly like what it is with the favorite comic books. This is going to be about 10 to 20 minutes long, where I talk about a movie that I've seen recently, or I'm excited to talk about you guys, and just kind of like say, hey, is this good? Does this hold up? What are some weird trivia about this thing? And experience that movie with you. Because I want to talk more about movies. You know, I don't have that outlet in my real life as much as I did before, where I can like, hey, let's talk about, Frank Capra films or that kind of stuff. I'm more like, I'm doing this online stuff now, so I figured I want to talk about stuff I'm passionate about. Since we are starting in December, I figured we would do some Christmas films. So there's one Christmas film in particular we're going to talk about. There is a movie we will be talking about that kind of ties in to a movie that could be releasing this Christmas. And the first film we will be talking about, so coming in the next couple of weeks, the first film we are going to be talking about is going to be The Rocketeer. Just because, of course we will. We're going to start with something classic and fun that's lighthearted to get people seeing what the show's going to be. Now, there are going to be subcategories in movie tales. It's not just going to be like random stuff. There are some subcategories. There's Galactic Tales, which is science fiction. Fantastic Tales, which is fantasy. Comedic Tales, dramatic tales, classic tales, dynamic tales, all that stuff. They're all going to be in here. And we're going to do a wide variety of movies. So this one, I was planning on working on with a few people to have some guests on the show where we can both talk about it. Sadly, we can't do that right now, so I'm hoping we can get there. Once things kind of clear up in this province, we'll be able to talk about those stuff with a guest, and we will definitely do that. But until then, you will see this face talking more about movies that he is passionate about or loves to see on this channel. So stay tuned to Tsunami Studios for some more information on my favorite comic books and some classic science fiction-y style movies we are going to be talking about in Galactic Tales and movie tales in general. So that is the update, guys. I hope you stay tuned for both of those projects that I'm very excited to work on, and I cannot wait to show them to you. So stay tuned for that, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.